Hello, everybody. It's your boy, God of Weebs, back here with another video for all of you. And today's video is going to be a continuation of what if Naruto was the quiet kid. And last time we left off was Naruto getting the bells and giving them to Sasuke and Sakura, and then him saying that they gets to pass now, he won't. Him forgetting about that he wants to be Hokage. And so where Kakashi said that won't be necessary. You guys, have you ever heard of a 1-2-man team? He says you three will be still on the same team. He says, good job. It's where Sasuke and Sakura says, if you can lose to Naruto, the weakest person in the class, we can beat you with one flick. They cockily say. Kakashi not really buying it because he knows Naruto is really strong. This is where Kakashi tells everybody he can go. This is where he brings Naruto to the side. And this is where Naruto says, if you want to beat me too, go ahead. And this is where Kakashi's surprised. This kid is not holding back. He's allowing him to beat him. He says no. And then he says, why do you allow them to talk to you like that? Because Sasuke is an elite Uchiha and Sakura is Sasuke's friend. And so is everybody in the class, and I have to respect them, so I don't get beaten up by their parents. This is where Kakashi reassures that you are even stronger than me, and I can tell that you are holding back a lot. Why don't you just show the power that you're using now? Just show it off, because you know you'll be the greatest asset to the leaf, right? But then I'll be a monster. And like I really am. This is where he says, Naruto, listen from my point of view. Stop being this kid that you are and show everybody who you are. Naruto taking these words of aspiration to heart. So where he smiles, says, thank you, Kakashi. Him not really getting away from the stuttering move. And this is where we go to the next day. Or him actually eating. He was eating a lot of food. So his body's starting to reform to good shape. But we go to the next day with a mission. This is a cat mission. Let's see if you can get a cat. And this is where Sasuke and Sakura meet up with Naruto, and they say, oh, Naruto, go get. And this is where they throw him some money. And no, they say, where's all your money? You're gonna have to buy us some food and water. Go, Naruto. And this is where Naruto says, shut up, Sakura, out of his character. And Sakura is like, what did you say to me? I said, shut up. Kakashi, all the Jonin are looking at him because some of the Jonin are arriving late as well. And they're all smiling about what Naruto was doing. And then this is where Sasuke comes up. He says, do not talk to her like that, or I will literally beat the crap out of you, Naruto. And this is what he says. Yo, what? This is what he says. And this is what Naruto says. Do it. I dare you. This is where Sasuke's like, says, what? And this is where Sasuke goes, has a kunai in hand, and about to stab Naruto. Kakashi's about to interfere. This is where Naruto puts up his hand, smacks Sasuke, and Sasuke goes flying. And this is where Sakura doesn't appreciate that, and goes run and starts to stab him. But this is where she misses out, and she just smacks him too, landing on Sasuke, actually kissing him in the mouth. Like her lips are on his mouth. No homo. Or I mean, you'll get what I mean. This is where she's like, in her head, she's like, this is the best thing Naruto's ever done. Because that she got to kiss Sasuke. And all that. So, they're like, I guess. And this is where Kakashi gets down. And all the teachers are surprised. Naruto had this powered packing. And this is where he's like, so I guess you actually take my words to heart. Says, yes, Kakashi Sensei. If it weren't for you, I would just be the still busboy. This is where Sasuke wakes up 30 minutes later. Sakura really awake because she's over there smooching on Sasuke while he's knocked out. Her dirty pervert thirsty ass. And she's like, when she's about to give one last kiss, she sees Sasuke waking up. And she quickly pretends that hits the tree and pretend like she's knocked out too. And this is where she's like, okay, I guess that was it. Let me continue. So, Naruto is done with the mission by himself because Kakashi knows his skills are remarkable. And he does the mission all by himself. And he's like, good job, Naruto. This is where Naruto gets all the pay. Because Kakashi didn't need it. The Hokage didn't need it, so he got it. And it was about the woman that wanted her cat really, really bad. So it was 50,000. And he's like, so. And this is where Sakura says, what? You let him do the mission by himself and he got 50,000? But why? Because you guys were knocked out, he says. Now, this is where he kicks Sasuke in the face and says, how about you go get me something to drink? That's where Sasuke says, I would never. And this is where he kicks him in the face again. I said, go get me something to eat. Him screaming. Sasuke being a little intimidated because Naruto was letting off a little bit of bloodlust. And Sasuke's like, okay, Naruto. And he says, I didn't quite hear you. Says, Naruto, Master Naruto. And he's like, good. Now go. And this is where he goes. And this is where Sasuke is like being upset because Naruto's treating him like he treated him. And this is when Sasuke notices that it's not really good what he's been doing. So he kind of stops. So now we're gonna skip all the way to the Tazana mission. And this is where Sasuke, and Sakura are now scared of Naruto. Everybody that was once mean to Naruto, except Hinata and Ino. I know the ship's gonna be probably Ino or I'm trying to remember her name. Hinata. Ino or Hinata. And so, let me continue. So where Tazuna walks in after Sasuke demanding a higher mission. And this is where he's like, okay. So, Sasuke meets... Get out. Sasuke is like looking at Naruto, and Naruto says, this is where Tazuna says, this is where Tazuna says, this kid is weak. Looking at Sasuke and Sakura. This is where he looks at Naruto, and he feels deadliness in him. Deadliness of a assassin. Someone that gets to the kill quickly. This is where he starts smiling at Naruto. Naruto knowing what he's thinking of. And this is where Naruto knows that this is not a C-rank mission. It says he thanks Tazuna. This is gonna be fun. And this is where they're going out. And they're doing things again. This is where Kakashi notices that Naruto noticed the puddle. And this is where Kakashi says, Naruto says Kakashi. He says Thunder Dragon. This is where he jumps back, jumps up into the air. Naruto says, he tells Kakashi to do a water dragon. And this is where Kakashi's doing a water dragon. And this is where Naruto says double Thunder Dragon. Thunder Dragon, I said it. And it hits the two Chunin brothers right on and electrocuting them until the Genjutsu breaks. And then this is where the Chunin brothers walk out with burns all over their bodies. And this is where I know Naruto doesn't have the Sharingan, but he made a Genjutsu that allows him to get information out of people, just like the Yamanaka's mind jutsu. He uses that, and while he's using that on the Chunin brothers, they tell them about Zabuza and everybody else. This is where he says, this is where he turns to Tazuna. He says, "Thank you, Tazuna." And this is where Kakashi knows that he wants to continue the mission, just by that determination in his eyes. This is where he's like, okay, woman, I'm making a video.
What the fuck? Daddy, I wanna go to sleep.
And this is where Naruto's like, okay, let's do this. And this is where the same occurrence happens. And this is where a mist pulls up. And the same mist that happened in canon. And this is where Zabuza throws his executioner blade on par. Instead of Naruto ducking, he grabs a blade. And you know how the blade's unbreakable? Naruto just breaks that shit. Like, and there's just a hilt. Like the hilt of the blade. That's just there. And he just throws it at Zabuza. Zabuza having nothing to teleport on. The body flicker on. He falls. And when he's falling, Naruto just runs up to him. And this is where Naruto runs up to him, not even giving him any mercy, stabs him with a sword, a katana that he sealed inside of his body. And he unseals it now, and he just stabs it into Zabuza. And this is where Haku sees this and decides to do the same trick, but to Naruto, shutting off all of his chakra points. Trying to shut off his chakra points. This is where Naruto unseals another sword and takes that sword and starts deflecting all the senbons. He deflecting them all the way to Haku. And Haku's body or knocked out body now is like not decapitated, not lifeless, just knocked out on the floor. And this is where he unsheathes his blade and he wipes off the blood on it, while Zaba is knocked out from how much blood loss he had gained. And this is where he says Naruto does the quick genjutsu. And when he does it, he finds out their true motives. And this is where he just chops off their heads, not even caring about them, because ever since what Kakashi said, he turned Naruto into a cold person. So this is the second stage of the Quiet Kid. The Quiet Kid that can't deal with anybody. This is where he said they're dead. And Sakura and Sasuke traveling in the boots. Tazuna is not really like shivering. But he expected this. He knew this was gonna happen. So he allowed it. He's not really shaken because he sensed that in Naruto's eyes. And they start building the bridge. Sasuke and Sakura still get taught the water walking and tree walking, because Naruto really knows this, so he doesn't really need it. So, ow! Fucking God. So, I'm about to end the part. When Naruto sees Gato and his gang, he just mercifully unsheathes both of the swords because he knows that he can't do it with one sword. He wants to do it more epically. Kurama tells him. And this is where Naruto unsheathes both of the swords. And this is where he does a motion that quickly slices their heads off. Him staying in the same spot. Everybody falls to the ground, except for Kakashi, Tazuna, Sasuke, and Sakura. And Gato. All their heads are off. No blood is wasted. Or on Naruto's blade. And this is where Naruto starts walking to Gato. Gato with his broken arm starts running. And he sees that the bridge is not done. He had his lackeys water walk all the way to where the bridge was, and now he doesn't want to jump off because he knows he's gonna die. So this is where Naruto just splits him, chops him into little tiny pieces, and it's kind of like a Mortal Kombat move. Now he is dead. So that's where I'm gonna leave the video off. Yeah, I was daddy. That's why I'm gonna leave the video off. If like and subscribe, and you don't have to like and subscribe. This series is gonna be a continuation, either if you don't like. But please subscribe. Consider subscribing. And it is your God out of this ditch.